Now tuned in to the Jake and Jake Show.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Jake Gagan Show. Welcome on a beautiful January 19th. We are back with another live AMA with a new token, totally a rug pull. I'm joined by two of the devs, Justin and Matt Mortier. They're going to be joining me here to talk about their project, to give us some insight into why they started this project, to go over to the utilities and so much more. Before I get into this, I want to say these AMAs, I started this series to bring devs on to explain their projects. They're both going to be docs showing their face, talking about their projects. And personally, I feel like it gives, investors more insight into what a project is doing. It allows you to meet the developers and just understand a little bit more about their project. So without further ado, shout out to the Tarp community. I see you guys in the comments right now. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for being so supportive. And I'm excited to have a great stream. So do me a favor and let's welcome in the two devs of the Tarp token, Justin, aka Just Moonshot, as well as Matt Mortier. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Hey, everyone.
Hey,
it is great to see you here. And I have to start it off by saying this might be one of the best sounding podcasts and interviews you've had because we're all using the Shure SMB mic and the Go XLR. I don't even know what that thing is, the audio thing that Matt actually hooked us all up with. So we're going to have crispy sound the entire evening.
Let's go.
Are we starting that already?
Yeah.
Finish him.
So we're gonna be having fun. We're gonna be playing games, and we're gonna be doing a good stream here. So 200 people already tuned in. Moonshot, you've been on my stream quite some time. I've gotten to know you, become friends with you. I love what you're doing. You have a great story in terms of when you got into crypto, which we're going to get into in just a second. And obviously, Matt, I got to know you a few months ago. You helped me with my sound, my audio. You've been making great videos and content. And then it's pretty cool to see you guys come together and create a token. So we're talking about Tarp token, totally a rug pull. Very, very fascinating project that you guys got going on. I think you guys are doing great things. Almost 5,000 holders in a strong, strong community. But the best place to start, the first place I always like to start, is when you guys got into crypto. So I'll take this one to Moonshot. Justin, can you tell us the story of when you got into crypto and how long ago it was?
Yeah, for sure. So when I got into crypto, it was right at the beginning. You couldn't sell Bitcoin. So I was working at a computer shop. One of my buddies comes up and he says, "Hey, there's a new thing I found. It's called Bitcoin. It's some kind of digital currency. We don't know what it is. It's really nothing yet, but it could be something in the future. So, I think we should play with it." And me being open-minded, I said, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's get in." And so we started mining it on the laptops and the computers within the store. Probably shouldn't have done that in reality, but you do what you do. And but to give you an idea, like how easy it was to mine back then, you could mine on a laptop with zero graphics card. So wow. We had every computer running, and now it takes a country to basically mine a Bitcoin. So it gives you an idea of how far that's gone. I've been through it all. I've been through Silk Road, Mt. Gox, the big hack there. I was very early into Doge when it was a super microcap, tiny dollar amount, 0.000005 something.
Wow.
So very early there. Part of the group that did the first NASCAR, did a lot of charity work with them. And then, this year has been incredible because we've had, these DeFi projects like Saitama, like other projects, SHIB and everything like that. And being a part of that, it's kind of reignited that for me. There's a lot of excitement in the air, and here I find myself today.
Wow, that's insane. And on that note too, you mentioned being in Bitcoin so early, but what was the price around? Like, what was the average price? Would you say when you first got into Bitcoin?
It couldn't have been a couple more than a couple dollars, basically, because you couldn't sell it, right? There was no exchange. I don't even think you could give it a monetary value at that point. You could only mine it, like it was just coming online. So I know some people did find ways to sell it. So they were doing PayPal, private sales, stuff like that, but there was no exchanges at the beginning.
And how was that? Like, did you think that it could potentially turn into what it is today? We saw 69,000 for the all-time high around that. Like, did you think that it was even possible?
No, I never thought, we would see something in the 50, 60,000 range, maybe 100, right? There wasn't a lot of faith in Bitcoin back then for anybody in reality, who was around me at least. We were plugged into the forums and, we were reading the forums, but there wasn't, a ton of faith of how could it be used? Where's the use case? What is it? And then it wasn't until, Silk Road came out, even though, that was illegal, purchasing of illegal and illicit services and stuff, there was use case. There was real tangible use to Bitcoin. You could use it to buy something, probably not stuff you should buy, but you could use it to buy something. And then we had the guy who did the pizza, the Papa John's pizzas. Yeah. So it was one of those things that, you realized there was something there at that point. And then the exchanges were coming online. You had people trading for real money, and that's when it got really exciting.
Yeah, that's when it did get very, very exciting. And would you say the Silk Road, I guess, when that was happening, that's really why that crypto has that bad, lash, like people kind of associated with illegal drugs and illegal activities?
Yeah, I think a lot of that does come from that because Silk Road was so prolific. It was such a big deal when it happened and when it broke into mainstream, because you have to remember it's on, the dark net. It's through the Tor network. So not many people knew about it. But the fact is that, when it came public and everyone's like, oh, they're using Bitcoin to, buy guns and like buy drugs from terrorists. And it was a really weird moment. And if you think the FUD in any project's bad now, it got to the point where on the forums, people were saying that we were all going to be on terrorist watch lists and all this other stuff. And, that was scary for a lot of people. Like, we knew that the government was looking into it at that time. Luckily, one of the developers for Bitcoin did sit down with the American government and the NSA at the time. And it was explained to them that, it's a decentralized currency and it'll be used for good. It'll be used for bad, but think of it as cash.
Absolutely. And I would honestly consider you as one of the godfathers of crypto, because you've been in it for so long. You got into Bitcoin when it was around $20. Like that's insane. Because a lot of people are just learning about Bitcoin at 50,000, 40,000, right? Which is fine. That's still early. And I remember having you on the show. You gave us your Bitcoin price prediction, potentially, and we'll get to that in just a second. But let's go ahead and bring in our other guest, Mr. Matt Mortier. Matt, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. And honestly, it's a pleasure to have you on here.
Oh, thank you so much, man. Honestly, I still remember, going back to the time where we set up that microphone of yours, and honestly, it sounds crisp. So to that note, it's a good, really incredible.
You changed my content like forever. And for people that were watching, you probably know there was a block of time when I got this new mic, but I didn't know how to set it up, and like every video I had cut out. And I would post content every day, and people would comment. They say, "Jake, great video, but your microphone sucks. Like, can you fix it?" I didn't know what to do. I don't know how to. I'm not an audio guy, right? So I remember I reached out to Matt, and he helped me out. I have to say thank you, because you spent like 2 or 3 hours helping me out. Like, I had Discord issues and I had sound issues, and I will tell this to everybody that's listening. This man that's below us on the stream is one of the most patient men that I've ever met. Like, literally, he took 2 or 3 hours, and I'm sure Moonshot can relate to that, but he took 2 or 3 hours to like walk me through, and it means the world. And here we are, all three sounding crispy. I love that word, crispy. But Matt,
Go XLRs.
We have Go XLRs as well. But Matt, I actually don't know your history in terms of crypto. I'm guessing it wasn't as early as Moonshot, 8 years back when it was $20. But go ahead and tell us, exactly when you got into crypto and around the time and what was going on during that time.
So if I go back to, I think 2011 or 2012, I think it was 11. Also on Silk Road. I think I bought Bitcoin back then for around, I think it was below, I think Mountain Gox, it reached up to 30. Wow. And then on Silk Road, it was around $25 or $28 as well. Been a trader of crypto in Forex as well for 10 plus years. I owned multiple different businesses. Even a mining company. Went through the nice hash hack back in the time. People probably still remember that from 2016, I believe. Eventually started my own YouTube channel, with videos about Saitama and other tokens down the line. Met Justin on YouTube, sent him a DM because I really thought his content was, there goes my camera. Let me fix that in a bit.
No worries.
I started creating a video. I sent it out to Justin for review because I honestly thought he was basically putting out content that I wanted to put out as well, really knowledgeable, educational, and I really looked up to that. So I reached out to him. He quickly reached out to me back to me and saying Matt, you need to probably use story blocks and not use copyrighted content, which was the best thing ever, because ever since I've been using story blocks for all my videos.
Yeah.
But we became friends and immediately hit it off. It's like Justin just said in our previous call. It's like we're reading each other's minds all the time. So that's like a great addition to have when being a business partner. And eventually we started our own token, Tarp.
I love it, man, and I think that's very important. I remember that time because I followed Just Moonshot on Twitter, and he tweeted it out. He's like, "This has to be one of the best Saitama content creators I've seen with a small amount of followers. It was great when you started creating content, and your content is incredible. It's like you take a lot of time, you edit it, you have a great studio, you have a great microphone, you have a great camera, which we hope will get back online soon. And there you are, back online and ready to go. But it's pretty cool to see the synergies that we have going there. Now, gentlemen, we're going to be doing a lot in the show. We're going to be talking about your project. We're going to be talking about the NFT marketplace. We're going to be giving some brand new exclusives to your projects that no one knows about now. We're also going to be doing a 69,420,420 Tarp giveaway. I just made that up. It's going to be 69,420 though, or we're going to get around there. And we're going to talk a lot. Like, look, I always like Moonshot can probably vouch for this. I've called him multiple times off stream and asked him questions about crypto, and he's always helped. He's always been very, very knowledgeable, whether it's about Trust Wallet, Uniswap, contracts. So we're just going to have a good time. We're going to ask questions. We're going to open up the floor for questions for the audience that they have about the contract, how to spot rug pulls. And that's my one thing. Like, dude, I hate nothing more than people that are rug pullers. Like, how are they even alive? How do they even have the conscious ability to knowingly take a project and hype it up and create these, Twitters and Discords and Telegrams, and then knowingly rug thousands of people from their hard-earned money? Like, it's literally the scum of this earth. And the sad part is there's so many of these people in the crypto space because it's the wild, wild west, and there's not really that much regulation and whatnot. So I love what you guys are doing. We're going to get into it, and I'm just excited for a fantastic show. Now, we're going to get the first tweet out, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be doing the first giveaway in about 10 or 15 minutes after we go through, but I want to give everybody some time to go ahead and retweet it. So if you have not yet, it's very simple. The two gentlemen on the call were nice enough to offer up 69,420,420 TARP tokens. And all you have to do is retweet this tweet and follow these four people below. So this is here pinned at the top of my profile. Retweet the tweet, follow Totally Rug Pull, Matt Mortier, Just Moonshot, and Jay Gagan. And we'll be doing this in just a second. But guys, are we ready to get into the use case and the Totally a Rug Pull token?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's start with the first video that you guys have on your website. And for those of you that do not yet follow them, you're going to go ahead and do it if you're going to be doing the giveaway here. But it's Totally a Rug Pull on Twitter. I love the name here. And we're going to go ahead and see here. The website is totallyarugpull.com. That's probably the best place to start. I'll take this one here to Moonshot. What's up with the name, man? You could have named it anything in the world. Why exactly did you choose Totally a Rug Pull?
Well, first of all, we've always joked that we should call a rug pull token and never actually pull the rug, because that's probably the oldest joke in crypto. And it's funny. We all enjoy the joke. We've always joked about it on every stream we've ever been on. So it's one of those things. Every creator thinks about it. Everybody thinks about it. So it's one of those things, like the name made sense, but also we do like it because it does force people to do their own research. So when we do get investors, they're high quality investors, they've looked through our project, it makes sense to them. Because you have to take that moment, and it's not just a snap reaction.
Absolutely. So Totally a Rug Pull. Let me ask you, Matt, what are your thoughts? I just gave my thoughts on rug pulls, right? I think the people that do it, like, I don't understand how they are able to, like, just consciously. What are your thoughts on it? Like, why are you so passionate about, spotting these rug pulls and helping investors, spot rug pulls?
Bottom line, they're scumbags, and we want to bring them down. That's it. Like, we honestly think they're doing scumbag moves, pulling the rug under people's feet, and taking out their hard-earned money. I mean, it could be anywhere from $100 to $1,000 or even $10,000s of dollars, right? But even then, like, you don't know a situation where some people are in. They could be sick. They could have sick parents. They could actually need that money much more than these people are actually rug pulling them. And I think it's a scumbag move, and somebody needs to step up, before regulation starts. So that's what we are doing.
That's what I love, and I did a deep dive in your guys' project today, and I love like everything that you're doing. But I think you're right. You know, it's like some people look at maybe an ether scan and they see that it's just holders, right? They just see numbers. But you have to remember, like you said, like these are people, like people whose kids might have cancer, who's who might be trying to pay, who might be in an incredible debt, and they're trying to invest in a project because they believe in it, and then they pull the rug. Like it's worse than people even make it seem, right? Like it's really bad. Like it's very criminal. And there's no repercussions right now. Like Moonshot, do you ever think that the Suzuki guys and the Squid Game guys, like, are they ever going to be found? Is there anything that's going to happen to these guys, like down the road?
Oh yeah, they'll be found eventually, but it's one of those things that takes a long time. It's a very long process. Even some groups that are like pumping and dumping. A lot of those are scam groups as well, and those guys do get found and arrested and put in jail, and it just takes time. But unfortunately, in some cases, they're in countries where there's no extradition laws. There's so many like legalities around it, and it just becomes so complicated, right? And we all know pretty much anybody who's ever dealt with government, they don't want complicated. They want easy.
Yeah, exactly. If it's simple, and I'm sure that people are doing it. And as Pound the Drum says, it gives crypto a bad name. It does. It's like all it takes is one rug pull for people to walk away and never come back, right? Like you put in a couple, like I remember the first rug pull that happened to me was, what was that? I mean, I should have known. I invested in a token called Schmegma or something like that. Like just idiotically, my friend put me on, I put in like $1,000 or $2,000 and it went up to like $5 and then down to $2. And I was like, what just happened? Right? Like it was the first rug pull moment. And I was like it hurt. And I was just like distraught. I was like hoping it would come back, and yeah, it never came back. And I've only been a part of, like, I've only been rugged once as an investor. And I think it just made me a little bit smarter with my money. Have you guys been rugged? Obviously you guys have probably been a part. Never in your life?
Never.
No, I've been, well, because I can read the contracts, it's a little easier, but yeah, no, I've never been through a rug. I have been through like exchange hacks and stuff like that. And it's the same feeling, you know, when especially Mt. Gox, it was, if you do it by, the high value of this year, it was, somewhere in the range of $2-3 million worth. And
oh my goodness.
And so every year it just hurts that a little bit more because you see that price keep going up, right? And it's, but you just kind of move on from it and try and get through it.
Wait, so you actually had money invested in the Mt. Gox hack or scam?
Yep, quite a bit. Now, luckily, it was just my swing trade account. So, at the time, it wasn't worth $2 to $3 million, but as of today's values, yeah, we're somewhere in the two probably at this point.
Man, that is not good, but it happens too. And I just saw a comment below that was up here that said, sometimes I forget that maybe some people are newer. There might be someone that's just now getting into crypto here, and they ask, can you explain what a rug pull is for beginners? So I'll let either one of you guys take this question if you want to take a stab at. Can you explain a rug pull for beginners?
I can nail that one. It's actually a fairly simple concept. Anytime you have any type of investment, crypto, whatnot, you have liquidity, which is the liquid value currency. So dollars, usually in this case, it's usually you're pairing. So BNB, ETH, whatever. And then the token you're buying. When they add it to the swap, they're able to remove that liquidity unless they lock it. At any point, they can pull that liquidity, anything that's in there at any point. And when they do that, it just drops to zero. So it's a single transaction. It happens in a lightning second. It's terrifying when it happens. There's other types of rug pulls too, like a slow rug pull where developers will create thousands of different wallets and slowly drain the liquidity through there. We've seen all kinds of different ones. Honeypots where you can't sell, you can only buy, and you see those on the chart. They just keep going up until
Squid Game.
Yeah. Squid Game is probably the most famous.
And we're going to dive into all this, but that's one of them that I'm not the most familiar with. Honeypots. Like, so let's say I buy a token, and I've actually had this before, like where it's failed like 5 times, but then it went through when I did eventually sell. Is that something that's like written into the contract? Like, how are they able to say like, no? So
when it's failing like that, it depends. If you're in a very volatile time, the price is changing too fast. So to give you an idea, on PancakeSwap, on BSC, it's a 49%. 49.9% is the most it can change when the transaction's going through. And I think Uniswap's about the same. So what's happening is you're exceeding your limit. So if you have your slippage set to 5% and it changes 10%, it'll cancel the transaction.
Okay, gotcha. So that's not a sign of a honeypot. That's just what happens?
No, honeypots are when
Errors.
you buy in and you can't sell at all. Like you put the highest slippage you want, you can't sell, nobody can sell, and you'll see the price. It's all buys on like Dex tools.
Yeah.
You'll see it climb, and then just drop. And we saw one of those recently. I wish I could remember the name so that I could call them out on stream, but it was one of those ones they changed it after the fact. So they deployed, and then they activated it. It was like last week, and we caught it. We caught it a week early, and we had it. We had warned everybody, and then all of a sudden, I woke up the other day and people were like, "Yeah, it just got rugged."
Yeah,
Man.
I actually saw something on Twitter, by the way, which I would like to add. Justin just said we called it before the fact, so before it happened. And I saw somebody on Twitter say like, so do you guys actually call out rug pulls before they happen? Yes, we do. This is one of them.
And on that note, have you? I mean, what happens? Like, this is just me playing devil's advocate. Yes, I love that you guys are doing that, but what happens when you're wrong? What happens if you are wrong, or is there a chance when you're not wrong? Right.
And that's the thing. So we're taking very, very close looks at what are happening. In some cases, we're just giving warnings. Like, so there's a sign there. We're making sure that sign is pointed out and that people know that there's that issue. There was one of those recently with another token where we said there's not enough liquidity. There's no bot protection. They're going to get absolutely destroyed. And they did. First day, they got absolutely wrecked.
Wow. Yeah, this is going to be a solid stream because we're going to learn so much. Like, I'm really excited, and for all the 433 people that are joining here today, get ready, get your notebooks, record this because you're going to learn a ton. I'm with two guys. And Matt, I didn't know you were in crypto for 11 years. That is insane. I'm with two vets right here on the stream. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not yet, go ahead and go to my Twitter page. We're going to be doing the first giveaway in about 10 minutes. Look at that. Already 466 retweets for the giveaway. People want to win those 15 million TARP tokens. So go to that. We'll be doing this giveaway in just a second. And yes, we do have the handy dandy blue speaker here ready to go. Now, let's get into the TARP tokens. So TARP, love the name, totally a rug pull. Rug has awakened from his 500-year slumber to bring the fight to all rug pull projects in the crypto space, protecting all those he can. Will you join Rug on his noble quest? I'll tell you what, the answer for me is going to be yes. I want to join Rug because I love what you guys are doing. Now, an official promo video. Let's take it over to our sponsors, Totally a Rug Pull. Just kidding, but let's go ahead and put on the video from Totally a Rug Pull. This is their intro video. And if you want to follow along, ladies and gentlemen, you can go to totallyarugpull.com. But let's see what the guys created here on their YouTube video. Rug. Shout out to the community. Suzuki, no! Boom. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Totally a Rug Pull intro. I love to see it. I love the fact that you're doing some things. So in there, I saw NFT marketplace. I saw the fair launch. I saw docs devs fighting off rug pulls. So what exactly is up with the NFT marketplace? I know we're going to get into it in just a second, so maybe just give us a brief overview. But as you guys know, I'm getting into NFTs big in 2022. I think that they're going to have a huge use case here. So just high level before we dive into it a little bit deeper in the episode, what exactly is it going to be? Is it going to be like your own OpenSea, or what should we expect for the NFT marketplace?
Yeah, it's one of those things. We'd always planned to do an NFT marketplace. It was on our roadmap for Section 4, but with OpenSea's having the issues recently, and because we do have NFTs and it is part of our living entity to be creating meme NFTs, it's one of those things that we were very upset with how OpenSea was handling it, because it was down for, I think it was 4 days. And we're trying to like give away NFTs. We're trying to sell NFTs. Like there was so much stuff happening, and it just, it stopped working. And because we already had the plan in place, we just said, you know what, we're going to fast track it. We reached out to our devs. We said, like our tech devs, and we said, hey, you know, can we get this going? They said, yep. And I said, can you get it by end of month? And they said, we're sure as hell going to try. And they quoted me 20 days. So we're in fast track development for it.
Oh, so we should be expecting an NFT marketplace, fast development, right? Anywhere from 20 to 30 days is what it's sounding like. And now, is this going to be
about 10 days into that? So we're almost there.
Oh, wow. Let's go. So this is going to be like a comparable, right? Like a similar application to OpenSea, right? Like a place where you can go buy, sell, and trade NFTs.
So it's going to be fairly similar. It is going to be multi-chain though. So we're going to be on Ethereum, BSC, Poly to start. So we're going to be able to handle any any blockchain. So if you have a project, you're gonna be able to import it from others if you want to use us instead. And we're talking things that even OpenSea doesn't have, like fractionalization, staking for the NFT itself. There's a whole bunch of things that we are looking at doing. We even have serialization of each of the NFTs. So if you want to use it, say for a ticket for a Jake Gagan event, you could do that.
Wow.
So there's going to be a lot there, and we're really excited to get it off the ground.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. And I purchased a Nelk Boys. I don't know if you guys know Nelk Boys, but they dropped a full send NFT today, and I purchased that, and I was getting a Hape Beast NFT, or I was trying to, but OpenSea crashed. Crashed. And like, there's nothing you can do. And this has been a common occurrence. So I love to see that you guys are tapping into that market as well. Now, I want to go through the application, because this is something that's going to blow people's brains away, like their heads off, because it's fascinating. So we'll do this, and then we're going to go ahead and do the first giveaway here. But you guys have an automated contract reader. I'm going to go ahead and read through this, and we'll chat about it afterwards. But AI powered contract reader. Our goal is to ensure the safety of all crypto investors by creating an AI powered app that will automatically check for red flags in any token by simply entering the contract address. This system will also keep you up to date if anything changes in any token you are invested in. The first stage will be a web-based version, and shortly thereafter, we will roll out our app on iOS and Android devices. I think that's a good place to start for the application. So essentially, you have an application, you're able to just plug in the contract address, and it's going to show you any red flags that are going to come up.
Yeah, and the big thing for this is, number one, we know we have competitors out there, right? We know that there's Token Sniffer, Watchtower, there's a few others. But where we're going to be really unique is we're actually building our system based on AI. So it's going to be able to track trends. So as we start seeing continued trends in rug pull tokens, we're going to be able to spot those things and start flagging those. But also the big thing is most people just go and check a contract once, right? Like let's say you were going to do an AMA with a developer and you decide to invest, and you've checked it once on, say, Token Sniffer or something like that. You don't go back, right? 90% of people don't go back. This, you'll be able to enter that into our app that you have that token, and it'll update you if they change anything in the contract. It'll let you know when the liquidity is unlocking. It's going to let you know and keep you safe long-term with your time in that project. So,
wow, that's very, very important. Now, is this going to be a free application? What's it going to look like? Is it going to be called like the Totally Rug Pull app, or what are we looking at?
Yeah, it's going to be free to use. Yep.
Wow, that's incredible. This was one of the things that really caught my attention, because it's like, look, for everyday investors, you don't know what to look for. You can check an address, like you said, you can go to Token Sniffer, but it's like you don't know what to look for. Moonshell, let me ask you. I mean, just for the basics and for the a simple conversation, it's like, what are some of the main things that you do look for? Do you look for the liquidity being locked? Do you look for contracts being renounced? Like, kind of give us like an oversight of like maybe some of the things that we can start to look for.
So first thing I always look for is liquidity lock. That's going to give you kind of the mind's eye of, if they're not locking it, they're probably planning on pulling it. If you're looking through,
and on that note, sorry, just on that note, what is like your like what length of time is a good time for you to be like, okay, that's fair. Is it a year? Is it 5 years, 10 years, or forever?
Yeah. So for me, it's one of those things that it depends on how I'm looking at a project. Like if we're talking me investing, if I'm only going to be in and out, if it's 3 months liquidity lock, that's fine because I'm not there for 3 months.
Yeah.
If it's a long-term hold, then I'm looking for minimum a year usually.
Okay.
At least from the time that they lock it. So I might not get in day one. I might be, like when I got into Saitama at 4,000 holders, I'm looking for that 1 year lock from when it started. So I'm always looking at the locks. The other stuff that I'm always looking for is there's very specific actions that a contract can take. So I'm looking to see if they can disable sells. That's looking for honeypots as well. I'm always looking for max transaction percentages and numbers on that, making sure that those add up and make sense. And then, I go through the taxes, make sure the taxes make sense. They might say one thing on their website and do something completely other on the other. And we saw that. That was one of the ones that we saw last week where they literally set their sale tax to 100%. You could sell, you just got no money out.
No way. Wow. I didn't even think about that. Like they could have it on their website saying 2%, 2%, 2%, but the contract says a whole different story.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I'm looking for those things. I'm looking for, there's code that's bad. There's just nasty code. And you're just kind of looking for that. And it's for somebody who's not really tech savvy or understands the Solidity code, that actual programming language, it can be difficult. Yep. And that's where our app's really going to come into play, is that you don't need to have any tech level. We're going to explain, if we say, hey, the liquidity that's locked here is only 50%, right? That's as far as Token Sniffer is going to go. But we're going to explain to you, hey, this is why it's dangerous. There's price, impact that could happen. Here's examples of where it's been abused in the past. So we're going to educate you while you're using the app as well.
Wow. Like this is just my first reaction here. It's like, dude, you guys are necessary for the space. You're necessary for this space. There's 2 of you right now. I hope that you guys just absolutely take off and you have a team, because look, there's so many tokens that come up each day, right? Like you 2 probably can't do them all. You can't audit them all. You can't check them all. Maybe with AI and an application, it might be easier, but we need you. Like the crypto space needs your guys' project. I'm being honest. Like I'm being 100%, because it's like, I care about the people that are on the stream, the 500 people that are on here. Like I try to bring on solid projects. Like I try to do my best job of vetting it, but I'm not an expert at reading these contracts, right? Like I've brought on bad projects before on accident. And it sucks because it's like, I care about the people that watch this. I'm trying to bring them good plays. And man, it just would be so much better if we had your service, right? If I had your service and I knew I could go into your app, plug it in, and it's like, oh, Tarp says that it's legit. Like I have confidence, not saying it's always going to work out and be a successful project, but at least I know that nothing shady is going on. So
at least you have that security that the contract's not dangerous, or even if something is, at least you know what it is and you can make that decision. Because in some cases, it might be, it's not a renounced contract, but our contract's not renounced, but our community trusts us, right? And we've gone to them and we said, we will let you vote. You can vote. You can tell us to renounce the contract, and they want us there because what we're able to do is ban hackers and ban scammers from our token. Yeah. When we find a scammer or somebody who hacks somebody's wallet, they don't get to sell that Tarp. They're stuck. Really? We catch them and we lock them out. They're done. And people love that level of security, but you have to have that trust in the developer, right? Because if you have a non-renounced contract, things can change so easily. So there's that kind of balancing act. And so you have to look at, if it's not renounced, but you trust the devs, should that necessarily weigh your option that, okay, well, maybe the sniffer is going to give it a little bit lower score, right? Maybe that's the one thing, right? And so but at least they'll educate you in making that decision.
Yeah, and just for the people, maybe there are some beginners on here or people that don't know what renouncing a contract means. Would you mind just explaining that to some of the people that are listening?
You're saying the owner is nobody. You lose all control of the contract. You literally send it to the nothing wallet, which is it's not the dead wallet, but it's known as the null wallet, which is the zero wallet.
So most people they set their tokenomics, they set their contract, how they want it to run, and then they renounce it so they can't make changes, correct?
No, exactly. And for example, we're able to do things, we're able to be flexible. So as our token grows and our tokenomics are at play, we can do those swaps for our tokenomics at lower percentages so the price impacts aren't as high. Whereas if we had done it from day one, we might have set that too high, right? And then all of a sudden you get up to a certain market cap and all of a sudden it just starts bleeding off, right? And so if you were a developer and made that mistake, but you've renounced, you're stuck. There's nothing you can do. where being non-renounced, we can actually control that. We can go in, so we started with, I think, what was it? A 2 million token swap for the tokenomics. And then we actually backed it off to 690,000.
Wow.
So
you guys like that?
Yeah.
That number, the 69. We're doing a 69 million giveaway. But that's cool. So, and one more question on this, and we'll get into the giveaway. But that's why I love the stream, is because like we go. Like I love having you guys on because we can chat about things. But there was Shibnobi, right? They were going to get listed on SataMask. Their contract wasn't renounced. This was something that Saitama and the team are requiring for SataMask. Obviously, there was a lot of confusion. People are like, well, why don't they want to renounce it? The dev came out and made a statement saying, hey, I think it's in our best interest for our personal contract to not renounce the contract, right? Like that was their decision. Yeah. And I want to ask your thoughts on that. You guys are devs that have not renounced a contract. Other people are saying like, hey, if they're not renouncing the contract, like get out. Let's talk about Shibnobi and their decision. I mean, you guys are devs that haven't renounced it. What are your thoughts on that? Is it a fair play? Like it's probably in the best interest. And if, like you said, if people trust the devs, then they should trust them with not renouncing the contract, correct?
Yeah, I'll get Matt's opinion on this and then I'll give mine.
Okay, Matt.
Honestly, the thing is, like, renouncing a contract, like Justin said, you cannot edit the contract, right? But the problem there lies as well is that if there is something like, for example, you need to help out your investors, like with that Bitmart hack from a while back ago, you have issues. You cannot do anything. You have to just sit and watch and let it happen and just, see what happens, honestly. Like with Saitama, you saw that huge sell-off from I don't know how many millions they actually had on Bitmart. And those hackers sold it. So, the price and the chart dipped. Now, this is something we actually don't like. We want to have control. We want to see how we can help our investors also with, disabling our tokenomics on the sell side so that it doesn't go to the dev wallet. That's something we can do as well. So if you see the chart dipping down, we can do something crazy to help our investors move the chart back up again. And the same goes for blacklisting that hacker that, would, for example, have Tarp tokens. He will not be able to sell those tokens. So it automatically goes into a burn.
Isn't that too much control though? Like if, let's say the project's going down 20, 30, 40%, and you said you could do some things to stop the selling. Isn't that too much control?
Not stop the selling. So the way our contract works and a lot of contracts work is we're paid out in our dev wallet in BNB. We're not paid in Tarp, right? Because we don't want to price impact the token. So if we got paid in Tarp and we had to go spend $70,000 on something, we have to sell $70,000 worth of Tarp. We don't want to have to do that because that's not good for the chart. So what happens is during a sale, part of a sale takes our Tarp that it's already collected, sells a very small amount. So it doesn't price impact, but it's constantly doing it basically. And so what happens is if you don't have enough volume and there's sales happening, it can drop down the price a little bit quicker. So what we're able to do is disable the swap to BNB for the dev wallet into the liquidity pool until we've hit a proper trend again, and then turn it back on. Gotcha. And once we turn it back on, the dev wallet starts filling back up again, and it just continues the way it's supposed to. But the fact that we're able to stop, that 690,000 bleed, instantly, and it's an incredible, it's a lot of responsibility to have that power, but it's also, the community loves it because it shows that we have their best interests at heart. We're not trying to just milk the sale. We want this to succeed like everybody else.
Yeah. And I think that responsibility, like you said, it's a lot of responsibility. Like it's only trusted with very few people. Like personally, I would trust you guys with that power because I know you guys, I know where your hearts are. I've connected with you for a while. Like I see what you're doing with this project, but it's like, I don't know if I would trust that with everybody. I don't know if I would trust that with some new creators or some new devs, right? Like it's, so I think it's for me personally, I'll give my opinion. It's like, I would trust a non-renounced contract with devs that I trust. Now, if it's devs that I don't trust, it's probably a red flag for me. I'm probably staying away until these people have proved themselves, right? And that might be something like, hey, if the devs aren't doxed and it's like some anime character and there's not a renounced contract, like it's probably a red flag, right? But it's like if they're doxed, like you trust them and they've proven to be men or women of their words, then it's like, hey, it might not be necessarily a red flag if the contract's not renounced.
And that's the thing. We take that responsibility so seriously. We're extremely transparent. We're always on our Discord. If we're making one of those changes, we go to the community first. We get the feedback. We'll say, look, we think it's about time to turn off the tokenomics just for a little bit. You're still getting taxed the 4%. That doesn't change. It's just on the dev side. So we feel that this is about the time. They'll come back and they'll say, yes, we agree, or no, we don't. If they say no, then we don't do it. Right.
Wow.
And if they say yes, yeah, we totally agree. Let's do this. This is the good move for this time. Then we're going to do it. And if they ever came to us and said, hey, we want you to renounce, we would change up the contract a little bit just to make sure it's perfect, that it never has to be touched again. And we'd renounce it. Like, we've always made that clear that we are a community token, but there is things that we can do in this case that if it is not renounced, we can protect you a little bit better.
Yeah,
I
the
love it.
community has the power.
Exactly. Yeah, the community has the power and the community is strong. And I think it's time to reward the community. And let's do a giveaway here on the stream. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and pull this up here. This was the tweet. If you did not retweet it, don't worry. We have one more coming, but we have 576 retweets right here following Matt Mortier, Just Moonshot, and Jay Gagan. I'm going to get the handy dandy blue speaker turned on. We're going to be doing 2 giveaways of 15 million Tarp each today. I have it retweeted. Let's get those tunes turned on. Let's bring in Matt, Just Moonshot, and myself back in the picture. Good luck to everybody. 15 million Tarp tokens going to 2 lucky winners. This is the first giveaway of 2. Thank you to both of you gentlemen tonight for offering the giveaway. And thank you to the 510 people that are here in the chat. We have 226 likes. I think we have to wait to, let's get to 260. 269 for the Tarp boys, actually. 269, and we'll do the first giveaway. 269, we're going to do the first giveaway. Spam the chats with 69s. I see you guys spamming them. Spam it with 69s. Let's get those likes up to 269, and I see them going up. We're going to do the first giveaway of the night here. I don't know what's going on with the 69s, and I like that one. 68, and I owe you one. Don't worry, Crypto Jones. We'll take that one later. I don't know what's going on with the 69 Rug gang, but I love what the community is doing. It's like you guys are the most memeable community in the world. I love it. There's Victor saying 69, Nick Smagmos, Kaleem Smith, everybody's saying 69. Let's get that music up and let's get it going. So the first giveaway of the night, sponsored by the Totally a Rug Pull team. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, 572 retweets. You hear the beat building, and you know what happens when that beat drops. Just Moonshot, Matt Morty, and Jay Gagan start dancing on the stream, and 2 people are going to win 15 million Tarp. Okay. Stevie Chapman in the house with the 69 emoji. Is that the Gemini emoji? I don't know what that is, but it looks like 69. 69, good luck. I've said 69 so many times in the last minute. That might be a record. That might be a record. Here we go. You hear the beat building, and you know what happens when that beat drops. We're going to have 2 winners of 15 million plus Tarp tokens, courtesy of Matt Mortier and Just Moonshot. Good luck to everybody. Let's make it happen. Hey! The first winner is CK Tweets. Congratulations to CK Tweets. And winner number 2 goes to Zinger the Magic with the cat profile picture. We had a cat win. A cat won 15 million Tarp. Congratulations to Zinger the Magic and also to CK Tweets. There it was, ending right on time. Congratulations. I'm going to take a photo of this, guys, right now in the background, and I will send this to Matt Mortier and Just Moonshot. These are the official Twitters, and we're good to go. There it is. First giveaway. Congratulations to CK Tweets and Zinger the Magic, to Matt Mortier and Moonshot. Thank you so much for the first giveaway. We're going to be getting the second one out here in just a second. How about that? Nice little fun giveaway. First time with the blue speakers for Matt Mortier and Moonshot. We've done that about 100 times, but there it is. First giveaway.
I love the blue speaker. You know I love the blue speaker.
Dude, the blue speaker, like, I've had this for 7 years. And I mean, it's just working. It's just part of the brand now, you know. Like Matt's like, Jake, you know that we can play music like through the Go XLR, and you don't need the blue speaker. I'm like, no, we need the blue speaker. This thing right here, you just need it. It is what it is, you know. It's just one of those things.
Blue speaker NFT
released on the Tarp NFT marketplace.
Hell yeah, why not?
That's a thing.
Tarp NFT exclusive. I'm
gonna buy it for. I'm just gonna put a max offer in. I'm gonna buy it. Just
69 BNB.
Yeah.
We'll set a high floor for it.
Yeah, honestly, we should do a one-of-one. You guys have, do it. One-of-one blue speaker. There's a dent in here too from when I threw it in Santa Barbara. So I'll make sure to send you like an actual picture of that. So that was the first giveaway. We got another one coming here in just a second. I want to get back to the contract because the way you guys set it up, and it sounds like I'm just like hyping you guys up. And for everybody that's at home, I don't own Tarp yet. This is not a paid interview. I'm giving my honest thoughts because I do these interviews all the time. And I look at some contracts where the marketing wall, like the sells, the buys and the sells, the tax is like 30%. We're going to get to yours in a second. For everybody at home, it's 4%. I can't wait to talk about that because you're doing it so differently, but I want to stay in pace of what we got going on here for the stream. So we just went through the AI powered contract reader. Love what you guys are doing there. Let's talk about the Tarp score, if you don't mind. So the Tarp score. With the launch of our contract reader app, we will be introducing the Tarp score. Once the app has completed its automated assessment of a contract, it will generate a Tarp score that will range from 0, aka bad, aka Squid Games, aka Suzuki, to 100, good, aka Saitama, aka Tarp, aka Ethereum? I don't know. Determining the relative risk or safety of the token. So what are some of these things that will range in it? And is it kind of like schooling as well? Like we're a 50% or 50% or below is an F, 60% a D. Like if I get an 85% on the Tarp score, am I still good to go? What would you say?
So so like I said, the other thing too is like, because we're explaining what the red flags are, it's going to be really easy for you to make that decision too, right? Like if we feel that, or the app feels that this is not something that's safe, but you see the justification from it and it makes sense, then there's still some wiggle room there. But, and that's where like devs can reach out to us too. We're not just a sniffer. The devs can reach out to us. Yeah. We can talk to them about it. If they feel like something's unfair, we can, say, hey, why is it done this way? Can you explain it to us? They explain to us, we go through it. We can even test it. And if it makes sense, then we can update their score for them. So we want to work with the devs as much as we do with the public. So it's, we are going to have an audit system as well tied to this. So like you were alluding to before, and Matt can touch on this, but we're building teams. We're building a cybersecurity team. We're building, we have these teams coming together right now so that we can really keep everybody safe. And Matt can touch on that.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
So yeah, basically we actually had like a lot of calls and meetings these past weeks, I can actually say. And one of them is a marketing team that we are hiring to like branch out our content, like through different channels, if you will. So basically long form content will be split up in like multiple, like little snippets and put on like, for example, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and you name it.
Nice.
Because obviously right now, Justin and I are really busy creating Tarp, making sure it's growing, doing these meetings and possibly like creating maybe a video a week. So that's one thing that happened. Also, we most of the people I think know also in the chat. Does Empire Invest ring a bell? Which is one of the best, if not the best, meme creator of all time.
Yeah, he's the best Saitama meme creator. I always say that. I always comment on stuff. I'm like, he's gonna meme Saitama to the top. The guy's got the best memes. He made some funny memes about me too that were hilarious. But what about Empire Invest?
So, as of today, we actually officially announced that Empire Invest is our meme marketeer. He's going to be, he's going to be creating meme videos for Tarp, and he also has a serious side, but let's put it on the meme side for now. But yeah, he's part of the team now. So welcome Empire Invest. Just giving you a shout out, and keep on doing you because you're amazing, man.
Absolutely, shout out to Empire Invest. He makes great content. Like I love his memes, and now he's joining the Tarp team. Shout out to Empire Invest 2, guys. If you haven't yet, go follow our guy, Empire Invest 2. He does make great content. And wow, he's part of the Tarp team. That is huge right there. What's his title again? I don't think I've ever heard that title.
So he's like, the marketing guy for memes, pretty much. There is no real like official title, but he's going to be working for us. And that's basically how we will utilize him, if you will. Also, like we will probably have like events like in Dubai for crypto. Like other events as well, like other places and such, which he will attend as well because he's actually, a professional in his field. He does a lot of things. He sells houses. He runs kiosks, I think, I believe, or something in the sales like that, right, Justin? I think you can like maybe add on to that.
He's worked so he's Canadian as well. Shout out to another Canadian. But he, he's worked for all the major newspapers here in Canada. He's got quite a bit of a background, and doing the type of thing where you're standing at the booth and, creating the hype from the booth. Cause that's a unique thing. If anyone's ever done it, it's a unique, experience as a salesperson. And so he can fill that role really well. And, so we're really excited to have him on. It fills a role that we're going to need. Because when we're at events, we're not always going to be able to be at the booth. We might be, on stage speaking, or we might be doing something else. So it's one of those things that, having him on the team, somebody that we can trust, and somebody who has the same sense of humor, and probably has better execution at it than us. Yeah. He just makes sense on the team.
Yeah, I truly believe that, like, you can meme your way to the top, and it's like, look at Elon Musk, right? One of the richest men in the world, if not like the richest man in the world, right? Top 2. And he memes everything. He makes life funny. It's a meme, and it's like a lot of people get their news sources from memes as well. So I think it's smart to make the addition to I like the chief meme officer, Empire Invest, joining it. I was just on his profile, and he tweeted this out. He said, "Who made this? I'm an island rug, and I'm trying to ape it." Where's my auto-tune? I need my auto-tune back, but there it is. You got the island boy rug. Like, dude, you guys are, honestly, it really is the future. I remember my buddy told me that. He's like, memes are the future of news, and it's how a lot of people consume news, right? Like, I look at people's Twitter pages, and it's like, that's, especially on Instagram and whatnot, it's like that's where you get your news. It's funny, and it's like, it's factual. So I think you guys are taking the right approach to pretty much everything with the name. Literally calling yourself, like, that's a meme in itself. You're calling yourself totally a rug pull, and you're the opposite of a rug pull, and you're cracking down on rug pulls. Like, it's genius. It's genius.
Yeah, and that's the way we want to go, right? Like, so just going back to like when we actually started, what the token. I had told Matt the joke of like, the you create the rug pull token on the BSC network that never gets rug pulled. It's the greatest meme in crypto history. And he said, well, we have to do it. And I said, I can't do it because it needs to have utility. Yeah. And he's like, education and keeping people safe is utility. And I kind of was like, yeah, okay. But it was like a long night. So I was kind of like not fully thinking. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I lay down in bed and literally could not sleep that night. And I came back to him. I said, okay, here's how we're going to do it. This is what we're doing. Like, I think we can help here. We can create an app. We can, and then we start bouncing back and forth ideas. And we literally fleshed out like what the next 5 years would look like. And it just came together so easily for the two of us, because we're on the same page on practically everything.
Yeah.
And I got a question too, I guess. Why the BSC network? A lot of people go ERC20, and you're seeing some Solana tokens pop up, but like not many people are on BSC. Why'd you guys choose BSC?
Home of the rug pull, baby.
Okay, there you go.
Also, here's the other thing too. You have to consider. You look at what's happening on ETH right now. It can cost you anywhere from $25 to $200 to create a trade. And that's just in gas fees. That's not you getting tokens. That's just transaction fees. Where on BSC, you're lucky if you ever spend more than $1.
Wow.
Like, we have people who can invest $10, $5, or even $1 if they wanted to, and they're still getting tokens. It's not all gas. I think the lowest I paid was 1/5 millionth of a cent.
No way.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's insane. So it's like, would you say though, for most tokens, like why do we see most on the Ethereum blockchain? Is it more trusted? Because gas fees suck. It's like, I feel like Ethereum's built for whales, and like something like BSC and Solana are built for everyday investors because the fees are so low. And you can see Guns J-Rock said, I hate ETH gas fees. Like, they're ridiculous. I've seen them up to $700. Like, average is 50 to 100. Like, if you're selling $500 worth of a token, like, it's not worth it. You're losing a fifth of it. But why would you say most tokens go to ERC? Is it just because that's like kind of the powerhouse right now?
It's just, honestly, here's the thing. I think that's a misconception in a way. BSC actually is one of the largest blockchains in the world. It has the highest volume per month of all tokens. So it actually beats out. But I think it comes down to that side where there's such a low barrier to entry, right? It's so easy to create a token on BSC, right? Now the coding's the same. So like ETH is the same as BSC, but paying for that minting. So when we originally looked into it, the first time we made the joke and whatnot, even on chat streams we were looking into it, was $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to just mint the tokens, and that's just getting them minted. On BSC, we paid under $1.
Wow.
And it's like, do you want rug pulls? Because that's how you get rug pulls, right?
Yeah.
So there's almost this. It's easy for scammers to use it. So people are trying to stay away from it because they don't believe it's a good blockchain. And that's one of the things we're trying to prove is that BSC is actually probably one of the best chains out there. It's Ethereum 2.0 before Ethereum does it.
Wow.
And it's incredible.
Yeah, and on top of that, we actually have the best interest of our investors in mind, because obviously not everyone has hundreds and thousands of dollars to invest. You know, you could possibly, if you like invested $5 or $10 and, you know, flip it like a 10 or 20x, that's some serious money for that person.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on where you live in the world. And, you know, we actually want everyone to have a chance to invest into something without it costing them $200 of gas fees.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's important. I love the fact that you went to, because like notoriously, like that's where the rug pulls are happening, the BSC, the Binance Smart Chain. So I like that you went to the home of the rug pulls. I just love what you guys are doing and call it totally a rug pull and are cracking down on rug pulls. Now, I want to get back into your guys' tokenomics, because I would have to say personally, it's the smallest percentages of buys and sells that I've seen in crypto. Is that true? I mean, there might be someone that's a little bit lower, but I mean, you guys are 4%. You guys are 4% on your buys and sells. So 1% of every transaction goes to the burn wallet. 1% goes back to reflections, which are redistributed back to the token holders. 1% goes to the dev wallet, and then 1% goes to liquidity. First off, I mean, how do you guys decide on these numbers? But 4%, that's so small. How did you guys decide on 4% and 1% for each of these four categories?
It's easy to understand the 1%, especially from our side. You look at something like Saitama, right?
Yep.
Let's use Saitama, for example. You know, that 1% makes a big difference. All you have to do is look at the burn wallet to understand at volume what 1% really means. And, you know, there's no need for 4% for us. It would grow too large. I mean, you know, Matt and myself, we didn't do this to make money. We're not in this to make money. We're in this to change the blockchain and change crypto. We were already set up. We didn't need to do this, but it's one of those things that, you know, we also do want to make sure that the token is self-sustaining as well. So, you know, 1% will sustain it. And so it made sense. The 1% liquidity just continually increases the floor by 1%. And you, once again, if you take what's happened with Saitama and it's 1% on the burn, you can do the math there. 1% on the burn makes sense, and 1% on reflections makes sense. It's one of those things that we're not trying to deter bots with high taxes. We use technology to deter the bots. We did it a different way.
Smart. I like that. And it's the smallest I've seen in terms of buys and sells. Like I've been, you know, I review tokens and I look at tokens every day, right? I'm starting to see tokens at 20%. That's like the norm. 20% buy and sell. I saw some up to 35%. And in my head, I was thinking like, hey, that's, you know, that's cool and all. Like, why does the marketing need 15%? But on the same note, it's like, look, 35% buy and sell. Well, then I'm also going to have to pay taxes on that. I live in California. There's 30% as well. Mm-hmm. There's 60, and not every token's profitable. I'm like, how much am I really going to, like, let's say I make $1,000. Like, how much am I really taking home after taxes and after the buys and sells, right? Like, it's pretty crazy to see 35% buys and sells fees. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. And you got to be really careful too, because you could see something that like where a token's offering you 2% reflections and it looks really nice.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden you're getting taxed another 4% on the marketing wallet. And to make that back in reflections would be very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. It
would take months or years to make it back in reflections. And it's, you know, for us, we did the math. It makes sense. It's the healthiest for the investor. It's also the healthiest for the project. And we're not destroying people when they're leaving.
Yep. And on the note too, I want to talk about like marketing wallets, because I've seen some tokens, and obviously marketing's a thing, right? Like they'll pay to get on exchanges. They'll pay to, you know, pay influencers to talk about their project and promote their project. Like there's a lot of things that tokens do, but is a marketing wallet, is it always transparent? Like let's say a token has a 10% marketing wallet. Like, is that always guaranteed that it's going to marketing, or is there something that they could do like to keep it?
There's all kinds of things, because at the end of the day, you might know the marketing wallet or the dev wallet. But you know, they're going to be paying people out. Everything in crypto is done in crypto, right? So for example, like if we're paying our developing partners their paychecks, we're doing that in BNB. Or sorry, it's
USDC.
Thank you. They were very specific on USDC. So if you're ever looking for a stable token, USDC is the one. But like, that's my point, is that you're paying them in that. So it's still just a transaction. And then, you know, somebody might assume who they are, but you don't know, you know, because you could take it off and break it off and send it to somewhere else and just say it was a marketer and you wouldn't know. So it's one of those things that's, you know, it's fairly public, but it's still, it's up in the air if you would.
Absolutely. And we have a great question coming in from Ice Tracks Productions. He said, do major exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, and Crypto.com require a renounced contract to be listed?
No, they do not.
Interesting.
They're more picky on, do you have tokenomics, and are you going to fight them to keep the tokenomics turned on their exchange?
Really?
Yeah, that's their main concern.
Gotcha. I saw that rumor circling, especially like when like the SataMask came out or was talking about getting Shinobi released. They're like, well, they require it. Coinbase, Binance all require contracts to be renounced, but it sounds like they don't.
So as far as it goes, like we're applied for SataMask. At this time, they have said to me that they will allow some things with non-renounced contracts through, but they are working on a point system that, you know, it's very important to them that everything lines up correctly if you're not renounced. So,
gotcha.
You know, they know our contract, they know who we are. So my fingers are crossed that they're going to let us through, and, you know, I got a good feeling about it, but it's one of those things that, we did get that question a lot. Like, okay, does this mean that because we're not renounced, we're not getting in? No, it doesn't. Not at this time.
Well, let me ask you a question. Would you say that SataMask is a big enough platform for you guys to say, hey, if they were like, hey guys, you can't get on right now, because your contract's not renounced, is that a big enough thing to say, hey, you know what? We'll renounce it? And obviously you don't have the answer right now, but
not right now. No, they would have to, like, they're going to be big off the hop, but they're not that big, right? So, at the end of the day, we have multiple ways that we're doing different things. So one of the real benefits to SataMask is being able to use fiat currency. But we also have a partner who's doing that right now. They're in their final test stage for their website to be able to buy Tarp directly with cash. So, you know, it's one of those things that there's other people doing it. And, you know, if we have to say no, then we'll have to say no. But here's the thing in business, a no is not a no forever. It's just a no for now.
Exactly. And it's like we saw that with Shinobi. And I like how the main dev, Cliff, handled it. He was kind of like, hey, this is not best for our thing right now. We wish, you know, SataMask best of luck, and it's best. I like that, you know, both people have their standards. Like you guys have your standards. You're running your project a certain way, and Saitama wants to protect their brand and the people that are using their platform. So I think it's great. You do exactly you know, what works best for you guys. So I appreciate that. Now, what do we say we do another giveaway? Let's go ahead and get this one pinned up here and tweeted. I'm going to go ahead and tweet this link out for the people. And we got a few more things to cover before we do it, but I want to get this one tweeted out to everybody that is tuning in here today. So giveaway time. This time though, usually I drive traction to the Twitter, the Discord, and the Telegram, but this one's for the Discord specifically. Can you tell me why people would want to join the Tarp Discord? What's going on in there? I need to join it. What's going on in the Tarp Discord? What can we look forward to when joining the Discord?
Matt's excited. I'm going to let him take it.
Matt, let's get it.
All right. Something I don't see often with other projects is that we actually really connect with our people. Yeah. And so much so that we actually see them as family. So we are there basically on almost every hour, talking to people, you know, responding to messages, responding to DMs, explaining our roadmap as well. There's a lot of nuggets that we do drop in the Discord and don't share on AMAs or don't share on Twitter. And why is because we actually have our investors at heart. You know, that's something we want to keep within our family. So if you really want to know all these things that we are doing, if you really want to know which exchange we will be on, or something we will talk about in a few minutes, like the AAA game that we are developing by a AAA studio, something like that.
Let's go.
Right? So that's all on our Discord. If you really want to know what this token is about, join our Discord, and I'll share. Like, I think you're not going to be disappointed whatsoever.
Perfect. And as Shakara Tidwell said, the Discord is lit. Fire emoji. Be the Light says, love the Discord. I need to join the Discord. Matt, you can probably attest to this. I might be a person that uses Discord the least in the world. It's just because there's so many platforms. It's like, you know, I'm still working full time. So we have Slack, which is like my work Discord. Then there's Twitter. Then there's YouTube. Then there's Telegram. And there's text messages. So I need to get on Discord. But I mean, it's like Telegram's a little bit easier for me. And you don't have to have that annoying ding, ding, ding.
Oh, don't worry. We've turned that off on our server. You only get anything that's tagged at you. So That's the thing. We have some really great talent on the Discord mod side who really are masters of Discord.
Yes.
And like we have bots that nobody has. So like we have a chart that pops up if you ask for it. We have prices popping up. We have circulating supply popping up like real time. So it's actually checking an API and coming back and saying this is what's left. Like the bot system is absolutely incredible. And then on top of that, the way we have it set up, you're not getting notified for every single thing. It's only when you've been added. So it's, we take we know what's annoying because we have to go through it too. And then we like literally one of our mods, he mods, for a Discord of like hundreds of thousands. So like he really kind of has his finger on the pulse. So, he's really helped us make sure that we're set up properly. And yeah, it's a great place to be. We see this all the time, right? You've seen it. We've all seen it. You go to a Discord, you might see the mod or the devs there, maybe, a couple hours a week, right?
Yep.
No, we're there just like the investors are. We're there just as much, right? So if anyone has a question, we're right there to answer it. We're basically always kind of there. It's
always,
it's kind of a neat. Oh yeah. We have a dad joke bot.
No way.
Yeah, it's great.
Dude, you guys are literally meme. You're the king. I just saw someone comment like the meme kings. You're literally the meme kings. You got a dad joke bot in the Discord.
We have a Chuck Norris bot too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brian's a joke and a dad, so I think he wins.
There you go.
Brian's in the Discord. Shout out to Brian Morales.
What's going on, Brian?
Like that. So we need to join. We need to join the Discord then. I'm joining. I'm not in yet. I'll join the Discord. I want dad jokes. I want to connect with you guys. I want first sneak peek releases at NFT marketplace and what exchanges you got going on. You mentioned exchanges. So right now you guys are currently on just Pancake Swap.
Yeah.
Okay. And then are there any like exchanges in the making? I think I actually put a tweet out. Let me go to that tweet while we have it here, because I did comment back and say that I was going to go pull it up. So let me just go pull it up while we have it here. Gentlemen, I said that you guys were going to be joining us, and I said that I was going to be asking you some questions. So here it is, doing an AMA with the Totally Rug Pull dev team tonight. And one of our great friends asked if, I can't find it. There's too many comments. But anyways, here it is. When is Tarp getting listed on small exchanges such as LBank? And shout out to Miss Saitama for the question. But when are you going to be getting on small exchanges such as LBank?
For us, it's strategic, right? There's a lot of exchanges and small exchanges out there that projects hit because they have to hit them. They don't have a choice. But because of our partnerships and where we sit, we're actually in an advantageous position that we can actually start midway up that chain. Yep. So what our plan is to start at that midway point on the midway up the chain. We're probably going to be starting close to the end of this month as the NFT marketplace starts rolling out. That's probably going to be our best play there is at that time. And that's the thing. We're doing everything strategically. It makes sense time-wise as well when we do it. But we're probably going to go for like a mid to high tier to start. And that opens the door to the next level. So every time you get a listing, it opens the next door. So what we're doing is we're not starting at the first door. We're starting at the 10th door. And then we're going that way. So it's going to, number one, it saves the project money overall. Number two, those exchanges don't do anything for a project in reality. And number three, it's one of those things that once we're in that top, basically we're going to be in the top 15 or top 12
something like that
exchanges just to start, and then we're going straight to the top 5. So it's it's going to be a really kind of fast pace when it happens, and we're ready to go. We make sure that we're ready. So it's just one of those things that the conditions need to be right, and then we flip the switch.
I like it. You guys go ahead, Matt.
Oh, I'm sorry. Trust me on this if I say this. Like, I heard Russ say this the first time. We don't have to go to exchanges. No, they will come to us. And trust me, it's actually going to happen. If we really get those partnerships going that we cannot talk about yet because it's under NDA, we're going to blow people's minds. And honestly, I don't think any other exchange will look at us and see no, we need to work with these guys, honestly, because we're missing out on a lot of money. Because people forget how exchanges actually make money. You need a lot of volume, and if it's being traded on their platform, they make money off of that. And that's where they're going to look at Tarp and be like, we cannot miss out on that, because obviously they're making a lot of money with that volume they have. So we need a little piece of that. And those smaller exchanges like LBank, we respect them, but for us they're too small of a stepping stone.
Yes.
We are looking at things like Bitmart, for example, to start off with. And why is because they're the next thing in line, for example, like you can think of crypto.com or Binance eventually down the line if you have enough holders, or anything else, KuCoin, the bigger ones. And that's what we are looking at.
I like that. And I think it's smart because it's like, look, I see these tokens get listed on LBank and they get listed on Hotbit, and a lot of them are rug pulls. Like I think they just list anybody and everybody, like just to get that check.
It's money.
It's money.
Yeah, you literally show up with their contract that's on their site signed and a bag of money and say, here, let's go. And they're like, okay. And you're up in 2 days. Yeah.
But it doesn't do much. Like it doesn't do much for the volume. It doesn't do much for the token. It's almost like a rite of passage to get listed. Like, and I'm almost like, I actually, talk about these. I'm like, oh, they got listed on LBank. And it's like, they got listed on Hotbit. And I guess it's cool. It does something, like it's a step, but it doesn't really do much. So I think that your guys' approach to it is much more important. The fact that it's like, hey, let's get on an exchange that's actually going to help us. Like, let's get on a top 15, and then let's get on a top 5, and then let's get on something else, right? Instead of saying like, oh, let's just go through the steps as everyone's doing it. LBank, Hotbit, Bitmart, shout out. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, it's cool how you're doing it.
And the other big thing too is like, don't think that we're not looking. So like, we know that LBank is a higher Asian market kind of push for them. That's their target market. And yes, they trade worldwide, but that's where their target market is. No, there's other ones that do that in the higher positions as well. So we are looking to work with, the best exchange in India. We're not looking for the mid tier. We're looking for the best in Canada. We're looking for the best in the US. We're looking for, and we, every time we sit down and we talk to somebody, it might take them a minute to get past our name. But when we sit down talking to them, like I said, we get the best people talking to us. We get the best partnerships. All these companies and things that you deal with, like BSC Scan. So many people have problems with dealing with BSC Scan or Etherscan or any of these groups. But we have people in place now that we've talked to and we sat down with. And we have these incredible, even CoinMarketCap. We have an incredible rep over at CoinMarketCap where if I need something done, it's done in a minute.
Wow.
And having that, people, that's the belief. People look at our project, and once they sit down and look at it, there's the belief there of what we're doing is necessary. Yeah. And because of that, people really kind of gleam to what we're doing, and we do create those relationships because we're, number one, we're running it like a business. At the end of the day, in the background, we're a business, 100% a business.
Absolutely.
And that's up front, we're fun, but
yeah, of course. No, you're running it legit on the back end. You're doing the right things on the front end. Like you're winning in 2022. Like the tokens that are trying to run it, like these professional companies, like it's important. I like that as well, right? But it's like you guys are making it fun, and your community's having fun. Shout out to the 486 people in the chat tonight. I see all the comments here. Daniel Lyons has commented a few times, and guys, sorry, I try to get to all of the comments. I do see them all, and I appreciate all the donations, but Daniel has commented a few times, and I want to take this to either one of you guys that can answer it. But Daniel Lyons said, will Tarp contract scanner support other languages than Solidity? ? And he said Plus, Rust, Viper, Plutus, Ergo, Script. And maybe if you could give a high level of what this means for people that are watching at home too.
Those are different blockchain programming codes. So Solidity is what Ethereum and all Ethereum sidechains are programmed in. So that's Matic, Polygon, BSC, and of course Ethereum. Yes, we will be adding support for other blockchains. Obviously Solidity will be number one just because that's where 90% of the stuff is. But as we see things like Solana, ADA, and all those other blockchains come online, and Ergo, I'm a big fan of Ergo, we will start looking at those as well, because all those different programming languages still have the things we need in place to be able to look at the contracts. So yes, it'll definitely be added down the road, but it's, once again, we have to learn those just as much, right? So it's going to be a learning process for us, but it's also going to be added to the contract. We want to be everywhere. We don't want to be in one place.
No.
If you have a friend who wants to invest, we want you to say to them first, install this app and put the coins you're looking at in here. Make sure you're safe. That's what we want. That's all we want. We don't want, and that's why there's no barrier to entry for price point up front. You can use it. Jay could download it on the day it releases it and start firing stuff in right away. Where the business side is on the back end, where the audits are and stuff like that, and the other things that we're bringing into the project. So
Yeah, I'm going to be using it all the time, and it's like I'm going to be talking about it. Like as you guys get it up and running, like that's going to be my go-to. Like when a token or somebody reaches out and says, "Hey, Jake, review this project," it's like I'm going to go to the Tarp app and put it in and be like, "Oh, it's a 95%. Yeah, cool. I'll review it, no problem." Or like, "Oh, it's a 35%. Like, let's talk about these things, right?" And I think it's just going to bring education to the crypto space because kind of like how using Uniswap is a barrier to entry, right? Like it's not necessarily the easiest for new users. Like understanding cryptocurrency and how contracts, like to understand what a rug pull is, what a honeypot is, renouncing contracts, like there's a huge barrier to entry. And even this live stream tonight has helped me tremendously, and I'm sure it's helped quite a bit of people as well. Moonshot, I want to ask you a question too regarding the exchanges, because you've been on this stream before and you were the one that said, hey, like back in May of 2020, 2021, everybody thought that the SHIB going parabolic was due to the Elon Musk Saturday Night Live going on there talking about Dogecoin. You're like, that had something to do with it, but that was because it was listed on Binance. When we were talking at that time, Moonshot, Binance, the point you were trying to make was that Binance is the number one exchange in the world, and it 5x's every other exchange. And I was like, there's no way that it 5x's Coinbase. Well, it does. But here's the question I want to ask you. The volume back then was around $30 million. Yep. And the volume now is around $13 million. As someone who's been in the space for a while, why do you think the volume is so low compared to where it was a few months ago? And what does that mean for crypto in general?
So there's two things that are happening right now. Number one, you're seeing volumes low because the markets are a little sideways right now. If you look at Bitcoin, everything's in a range right now. We're trading sideways on all major coins. And that's fine. That's good news. We want to be trading sideways currently. We don't want to be in a downtrend, because if we're in a downtrend and a consistent downtrend, then we're in a bear market. We're not there yet, and it's still looking good, and we're looking sideways. That also means there's less trading happening. So we're also just after Christmas. People are paying off credit cards, stuff like that. But more importantly, people are taking the money out of the exchanges. They're putting it in their hardware wallets. They're putting it in their own wallets. That means that people aren't selling either. If you see a massive dip in volume on exchanges like that, that means people are not trading on exchanges. That's all that means. And that means they're either A, taking it out to the banks, or B, putting it into their wallets. In this case, it's industry putting it into their wallets, and that's a good sign.
Gotcha. And on that note too, it's like where do you expect this thing to go? You've been on the stream, you've made some pretty bullish price predictions in terms of Bitcoin and Ethereum and where you think it's going to be going. But I mean, Here we are, Ethereum here at 3,100, Bitcoin at 41,000. As someone that's invested, I mean, are you worried? Are you feeling bearish? Are you feeling bullish? Do you still think that there's chances of a super cycle coming? I mean, what's going on in your guys' heads?
So for me, like right now, the way I look at it is we're trading sideways. I'm happy to trade sideways. Like I said, when you're in a range, if you bust out to the upside, it busts out hard. And, it's one of those things. You can't just go on a straight run. You need, pullbacks, you need consolidations, you need stuff like that. You need the conditions to be right. And right now, things are getting right really fast. We're in a very tight range. The Bollinger Bands are squeezing. If you've done any TA and know what Bollinger Bands are, it's getting really, really tight. It's looking really, really good. And what's going to end up happening is if there's one catalyst, like the Canadian ETFs that are going live. I know America didn't get their ETFs, which was a kind of a kick in the sack, if you would, to Bitcoin in the US. But here's the thing: American companies can buy ETF Bitcoins that are fully backed from Canada, and they're going to, and we're going to see a nice little pump from that, and the Canadian economy will go up. Thanks, America.
Shout out to America for that. But yeah, it sounds like you're still bullish on crypto long term. And Matt, I want to take that to you as well. I mean, I saw you shaking your head, in agreement. But is this something that you're still bullish on as well, long term crypto?
100%. Every project goes into consolidation at some point, and obviously Bitcoin took a little hit. After the all-time high, we went down to the 40K ranges. It dipped down to like 39,800 or something like that. And Justin and I have been talking about this back and forth on Discord as well. And both of us actually agree on the fact that it's in that consolidation range. It's building up to that moment where it's going to squeeze to that moment and just launch to extreme heights. You could even see 100K Bitcoin eventually just because of this squeeze. It just depends on how it goes. And looking at the chart right now, I can understand there's a lot of fear in the market, but people need to not forget that whenever there's fear, you should be greedy, and whenever there's greed, you should be fearful. In this case, there's a lot of fear, and I get that. You're seeing a lot of red in the market. You're seeing it bleed, which is normal. This is crypto. It's volatile. But at the end of the day, whenever it consolidates for a longer period of time, it's just building up to the next moment.
Absolutely. And I agree. That's a great quote by one of the largest Bitcoin holders in the world, Warren Buffett. When others are fearful, be greedy. And when others are greedy, be fearful. Just kidding. I think he's a huge Bitcoin proponent. He's against Bitcoin. But he does I saw something, he makes like $1 million a day or like $100,000 a day off his Coke share dividends, which is insane. I got to give a shout out to I Am a Money Magnet. Thank you so much for the donation. This is going to be something I'll take to Moonshot. He said, what hard wallets can Tarp be stored on as of today? And if none as of today, in the future, what hardware wallets can Tarp be stored on? All
of them. To be honest with you, it's just how easy is it going to be for you to interact with your tokens. Right now, SafePal is the easiest. It's already listed on there. It shows the price. Right. It does everything for you. It's great, right? If you've used SafePal before, it's one of the best apps out there as far as the software side. Great hardware wallet overall, and it works great there.
Portable too.
Very portable. EliPal, the very, very sexy full touchscreen, looks like an Android phone hardware wallet, has just listed us for support as well, which is awesome. We're waiting for Ledger Live full support. They update twice a month, and that's when they add tokens. So we're looking for at least one of those updates to hold Tarp soon. And then, Trezor works fine. So we're pretty much covered as far as the hardware wallet Gambit goes. And, with my little side hustle with Saitama guys there, site is safe when it comes out, will be fully supported.
Perfect. I love that. And for everybody at home, I have a Trezor and a SafePal, and I'll say that the SafePal, it's here on Twitter. If you don't have a hardware wallet, it's at iSafePal. They're verified. I think my wallet was like $45, and it's great to use. And there's so many different barriers when you're sending crypto, trying to sell it. Like there's so many things you have to do. Like you have a digit code, you have to put in your phrase, you have to verify it on your phone, and it makes it very difficult for hackers to hack your stuff, which we know is something that we're trying to prevent. So SafePal is definitely recommended.
Actually, a really neat trick too. Now the minimum amount you can do has gone up because of us. This is once again one of our faults. Sorry guys, my bad. But if you go to SafePal and go to their swap section, so you have your Discover page and then you have your swap page. If you need to get ETH to BNB, there is no cheaper way to do it. Yep. Literally, you pay an ETH transfer fee, which is $5-6 because you're just paying for the ETH transfer, and you pay the BNB transfer, which is half a cent. So for $6, you can get any amount of ETH over to BNB, basically. They've been a little bit higher now. When we started using them, they were about, I think it was $100, $200 that you'd have to switch at a time. It's now up to $600 on a busy day. Wow. It depends on how busy they are. But yeah, we've been using it for everything. It takes about 30 minutes for the swap to happen, but it's absolutely fantastic. So if you need to get from ETH to BNB, BEP20, or to anything, you can go to Bitcoin if you want. And very, very simple, very low fees, very impressive.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's talk about that observation mode on SafePal, by the way. Wow. That's
so
brilliant.
Good.
It's so good. You can track everything, like the debt wallet. You can track even wallets from like different, wills, if you will. You can see it all in one page.
Here, I'll show you. I'll grab my phone here.
Yeah, they're crushing it. And it's very affordable. Like I said, I think it was like $45 for a SafePal.
Yeah.
Keep your crypto safe. Like
nobody's even close to them on price.
No, I hold zero crypto after I saw, obviously like when I make content in crypto and I connect with people all day, and it's like I've seen so many people get hacked. How many of them are real? I don't know. I probably get a lot of fake stories, but I've seen so many people get hacked.
If I can get this to focus.
Yeah, we can see it. 24 Tarp.
That's our dead wallet.
No way.
And I can check it just as if it was a regular wallet.
And that's directly on SafePal?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, it's an observation mode.
So sick. Yeah, they're killing it. They're literally killing the game. Like you pay $45 to keep your crypto safe forever, and then you have all these different tools. Like that thing could be a couple $100, right? Like they're trying to make it easy for people. And you can see Miguel, he said SafePal works great, and I would agree. Now, gentlemen, we're almost at that hour and a half mark. So we did do another tweet right here. We're going to be doing this one in about 5 minutes. I want to ask you guys about your partnership. So if you have not yet, guys, go to my Twitter page at Jake Gagan, retweet this tweet, and go join the Tarp community in their Discord. We're going to be doing this one in just a second. Totally a rug pull, currently at 4,418 holders, launched less than a month ago. And that's very, very impressive, guys. You guys are growing a very, very quick and honestly just great community. 500 people in the chat the whole time. I've been watching the comments. They're great. Thank you for all the donations and everybody that is joining. But I got to take it to the partnerships. Let's talk about the partnerships here, gentlemen. We have some partnerships. Go ahead and take it away. I mean, we see 5 of them here: CoinMarketCap, Gorilla Diamond, Rising Tokens, Diamond Wallet, and Blackgate Holdings. But obviously a lot of partnerships here. What exactly do the partnerships entail in terms of Tarp token and the 5 that you have listed?
You want to cover that one, Matt?
I'll talk about the Blackgate Holdings. I think that's
Sure.
the one I think it's the easiest one to explain as well. For people that don't know, Blackgate Holdings is a software company owned by Max Hernandez and his team, consisting of cryptologist C and Lewis as well, which work for Saitama. So they have developed Cytomask, which both Justin and I were part of the beta testers run.
Nice.
And obviously we actually, like, that was so amazing to do because I could really see behind the scenes how it actually unfolded, how Cytomask really worked. And I think I even created a video about that on my channel.
You did it. And on that note, wait, Max Hernandez, that's Max Equation, right? On Twitter for Saitama, the Saitama
Exactly.
dev?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's his company, Blackgate Holdings.
Exactly. Yeah. So these guys are going to be creating, together with Justin and I, our AI contract reader app. So if you think, Cytomask is any great or anything, if you have actually used it, there has been some delay and there has been some issues, obviously, but the app itself is really solid. It's so simplified. It's so polished, and that's exactly what you can expect with our contract reader as well.
Amazing. So there's Blackgate Holdings, and then are the other ones worth explaining or exactly what the partnerships are?
Yeah. So
let's get into them.
Let's first of all get something kind of clarified here. Gorilla Diamond token is a token, another token as well. They own Rising Tokens, which is a listing website, kind of like CMC, stuff like that, where they're listing upcoming gems, new tokens, stuff that you might be interested in jumping in on. And Diamond Wallet is their wallet. So those 3 are all under the Gorilla Diamond kind of banner, if you would. They are separate entities, but kind of under the same group. So we really knocked it out of the park with this partnership. What this partnership covers is Tarp is going to be their auditing system for when their tokens come to them to be listed as a premium or a verified token. Yep. They are going through Tarp to get that set up. They're going to connect to our APIs. And once they get the approval from us and the API says, hey, yep, they got their approval, there will be a Tarp badge of approval on the side on their website saying, hey, we verified that. We know who they are. We're good. So that really nailed home what we're trying to do, right? We want a partnership with other people, other wallets, other exchanges to say, you know what, we're providing this service. Let's partner up and say, hey, they've got this service. They've checked out with us. We've made sure that they're safe. And this is the first integration of that. The Diamond Wallet is our beneficial side of it, the thing that benefits Tarp, where you'll be able to pay in fiat directly with the Diamond Wallet. That'll be done on the website first and then in their app shortly thereafter.
Good for you, dude. Huge. That's so big, man. That's one of the reasons I'm most bullish on Saitamask, because like Apple Pay, like everybody uses Apple Pay. Like it's tough. Like I'll be honest, like it's not tough for us, the 3 of us on here and most people listening, but to transfer my Ethereum from Coinbase to my Trust Wallet, and then from Trust Wallet, link up my wallet to Uniswap, like it's tough. Like if I can just buy your token with Apple Pay, it's going to be a game changer. We're going to see a lot more volume coming into crypto, I believe.
Yeah, and that's 100%. The thing. So we want to hit that kind of target in different ways, right? So one way would be through, getting a listing at crypto.com, right? Because it's very easy to use crypto.com, or Voyager or one of those apps, right? And then you can look at, Cytomask, who's going to have that as well. So like if we have multiple places you can do that, we're just making it easier. You're going to be able to choose who you can buy from, right? And we're making that step as easy as possible. Now, here's where this gets really interesting. Usually when you buy from an exchange, you're buying into a pool, right? With the Diamond wallet, it's buying it for you directly on PancakeSwap. So it will, and I repeat, will impact the price of the token.
Wow.
So that's going to be a huge deal because they're not doing it through a pool. They're doing it direct from PancakeSwap. So that's, for the end investor, that's big news.
Oh, it's going to be big. Yeah. So it sounds like you guys have solid partnerships and partnerships that you vetted out and, that you're both going to be working together for.
Yeah. And there's so many more partnerships that are kind of in the back end under NDA, or just, we're just trying to get those, the final things ironed out. There's things on the meme side, there's things on the entertainment side, like, with the game that we're developing. There's things like, media companies that we're dealing with. And like, we sit down in these calls and have to pinch ourselves. Let's put it that way. Like when you sit down with some of these people, and I'll give you an example, who Michael Thompson is. We've sat down with Michael and his people, right? And we've always seen it from the investor side. And we're like, oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that's cool. He's talking about, this, and this. But then to sit down with some of these people and, you're talking to high level management people in entertainment. You're just like, is this really happening? Like, am I in this call right now? And like, it's really fun for Matt and I, because we'll get off a call and call each other after, and we'll be like, am I dreaming that happened? But the thing that blows me away for us, and it is that people are getting what we're trying to do, like, so easily, and they're excited to talk to us. They want to talk to us. Yeah. We have artists who are high end, and I mean the highest end, from comics to like high end art for like movies and stuff like that, coming to me and saying, your NFT marketplace, I want to be exclusive on that. And that's so special to me, that they believe in us that much, and they believe in the Tarp system, and it's, the exclusives that are coming. Oh my God. It's going to be so good.
Oh, I can't wait.
There's so many things we cannot talk about, but man,
my heart's racing right now because I'm thinking about it again.
Oh, it's going to be, it's exciting, man. And it's because you guys are doing a good thing and trustworthy. And look, there's so many things you can't talk about, but there's also some things that you can talk about, Matt. You mentioned the game coming out. I haven't heard about a Tarp game. You mentioned a AAA Studios, I believe is what you said. Tell us about the game. I've never heard about it. We're going to be hearing it here first on the Jake Gagan Show. People are going to be hearing about it from the dev team first. What game do you guys having, and what should we expect from the Tarp game that's going to be released here soon?
It's going to be a hack and slash game. So anything in the likes of, I'm not sure if I can name some games because I probably will spill a little bit too much. Yeah. But you can expect a AAA game, 3D graphics, obviously on the Unreal Engine side, something like that, so it's going to be a real developed game. And AAA, I'm really talking like the highest end of the games you can expect. So that's one side. But I actually have another question. Sorry, go on, Justin.
Like when you think AAA, don't think like, like, I don't know, Steam or whatever. Think like real AAA, like the big boys. And it's one of those things, they're excited about blockchain, but they don't have their foot in the door yet. And they're looking, how can they do this well and stuff like that. And so it's going to be really, really exciting when we get that, action RPG, hack and slash type game kind of coming out. And I think that fits our brand. It fits Rug's history. Yeah. And, it's important to us that we want to create his story as much as, so if you're on the meme side, you're connected to this character at the end of the day.
Yep, exactly. And it's going to be legit. Now, have you guys started developing this? Is there a timeline? I mean, what are you guys thinking for release of the game and when people are going to be able to play it?
So a game like this obviously takes time to develop. It's one of those things that it's going to take a long time. I'm not going to hide behind that. It's not going to be out tomorrow.
Yeah.
But this is part of the side of where we do things to the highest degree, right? Now, there is two options that we are looking at, and one of them would be faster than the other. But we're still talking a high-end game engine with artists working on models and everything, and storyline and music, and like it's a full production thing. And so, it's going to take some time, but I think it's going to be a really fun process because we're going to take you behind the scenes through the whole thing. When I fly out to go meet these guys at their office, you're coming with me. We're vlogging that. You know what I mean? You're going to be there. You're going to be in that meeting as much as we can show. You're going to, see what we get to deal with. And
So dope.
then you're going to see all those technical demos and like the team working behind it. So I think that's going to be really exciting for everybody.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see the game. And honestly, it's like, I love the fact that you guys are tapping into the gaming industry. You're tapping into NFTs. What about metaverses? I mean, is this something that's come across your guys' table and maybe to build your own or to get involved in metaverses at all?
We'll probably get involved with one. I don't think we want to create our own. I know that's kind of the thing to say to do, right?
Yep.
But that's an extremely another very long-term type thing. I mean, the game. So the way we look at the game is the game's going to be like a shortened version of something that you've already played, right? So it might not take you 400 hours to complete it type thing, but you get the gist of the story, you get the characters and everything like that. Where if we do a metaverse, I mean, to properly build a metaverse, that could take years to whatever. We can go and find a partner way before that and buy land in one of the best metaverses out there. And I think that's the route we want to go. Although we will definitely have developers for that within our metaverse, because usually you can change things in your metaverse. So I would not be surprised if everyone showed up as apes one day.
It's going to be fun, man. I think it's just, I love how you put it too. It's like, you're like not throwing a jab, but throwing a jab like at all the tokens. Cause everybody's just like, yeah, we're building a metaverse and we have this like I feel like a lot of tokens just like say stuff. Like, like how many are actually gonna actually build that insane game? How many are actually gonna build a metaverse like to talk about, right? Because like everybody just says it, but it's like, there's ones that are actually doing it, right? And I like the fact that you guys are doing it and delivering. Now we talked about the partnerships, we talked about the token, we talked about the tokenomics, we went over the NFT marketplace, the game. There's a lot more, and I'm going to leave it open for you guys to talk about anything else when we come back. But you know what time it is? We're about an hour and 35 in. We did one giveaway, 2 winners. We got another giveaway. We got to get this energy up. It's only 6 o'clock here. I know that the sun's setting a little bit earlier because it's still winter time. We got to get the energy up here. So guys, if you have not yet, go retweet this. We'll give you one final chance to retweet this tweet because it is giveaway time on the Jake Gagan Show. Tuned in live with Just Moonshot and Matt Mortier, the 2 devs of the Tarp token. 492, almost 500 retweets for this as well. I will be joining the Discord, so you'll be seeing me in there. I need what was it? Chuck Norris jokes and dad jokes.
Yep, yeah. We got
Chuck Norris jokes and dad jokes. I need to be in there for that. So we're gonna go ahead and get this going. And guys, this has been a great AMA so far. Like I love it, and I just want to say this: you guys are more than welcome anytime. Anytime that you guys want to, release some news or come on here and just chat, major updates, you both are always welcome. And I think the audience enjoys it. We've had about 500 people the whole time and just, crisp audio, crisp visuals. A lot of it's thanks to the man that's down here below for setting that up, as well as the man that's on the other side of the computer. Shout out to Alonzo, who you guys don't see producing the show. And then a lot of my crypto knowledge comes from this gentleman that's right over here. Moonshot's definitely guided me and coached me, a lot through crypto. So I appreciate both of you guys for just the friendship and for what you're doing in the crypto space, and also just for, coming on the show tonight and sharing some of your knowledge.
For sure. I love being here.
Yeah. It's fun, man. It's
such
fun.
a great energy here. Honestly, like I would love to come back. Like, the community we have going here that, asking these amazing questions. And you obviously, Jake, you are amazing, man. Like, thank you so much for doing this for us.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's look, I want to help good people and like good projects, right? And like, I love here's the thing. You guys, first off, you guys help me like in the back end with everything that's going on, but you're also going to help me in the future with vetting these projects. Like, I want you guys to succeed. Because your success is also equates to my success in bringing good projects to people, and other YouTubers and influencers who are partnering with tokens or reviewing tokens can go to your page. Like, it's just going to be solid for the crypto space. And like, I love the niche. You guys really niche down so hard. Like, there's so many play to earn games. There's so many metaverse projects. There's so many NFT marketplaces, but it's like, no, like we're stopping rug pulls. Like correct me if I'm wrong. You're the first token to do that, right? Like to like literally crack down on rug pulls. Like
there's been people saying they're going to do it. And guess what they did? They rug pulled.
They rug pulled.
Dude,
which is brutal. Yeah. When you think about that, like, we're here to save you, rug pull.
Save the kids, dude. Save the Kids Foundation.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Oh, don't even get me started on that one. Man, that was a mess.
That was a mess. Yeah, they're all messes. And it's like, it's like you see it on Twitter and it's like it just sucks. But then like it's one thing. Like you see it on Twitter and like, it sucks when you see a rug pull, but then like you actually think like, dude, like human beings lost their hard-earned money. Worked hard, invested to try to get into a good project, and some asshole, pardon my French, stole it, robbed it, rugged it. Like it's disgusting, and that's why I'm glad that you guys are doing this. But like I said, it is giveaway time here in Orange County, California, because it's 610, and at 610 we give away giveaways. 15 million Tarp tokens going out to the community. Let's upload this. And you know what we got to do for everybody that is at home? We got to get that handy dandy blue speaker, 1 of 1 NFT dropping on the Tarp token NFT marketplace. Maybe 10 of them. Who knows? Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get it turned on. Click that button and let's get this thing up and running, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to bring back in Moonshot and Matt Mortier. You hear the beat building and you know what happens when that beat drops. We had 2 winners tonight. We have 2 more coming here pretty soon. Let's get this thing started. It's going to be dropping in just a second. You see Moonshot. He hears that beat building. Matt Mortier with the great setup down there. We might have to get that setup over here. I got to call you after the show, but here it is. The beat is building. 15 millions. To everybody that is in the chat, an hour 40 in. Let me know in the comments, guys. Actually, before I ask you your thoughts on it, spam the comments with 69s. I want to see the chat break. I need to see so many 69s in the chat that this thing breaks, because guess what? When this beat drops, we're doing 2 winners of 15 million Tarp tokens. Let's get this thing going. In 5, 4, 3, 2, spam those comments. Go. Hey! Winner number 1 is Hex. Bearded Aussie. Congratulations on winning 15 million Tarp tokens. What a great picture, by the way. Can we talk about that profile picture? Hex Bearded Aussie. It's literally a hexagon. I believe this is a hexagon, right? Is that I think I failed geometry or whatever.
Correct.
But look, the beard, and he's an Aussie. He might be from Australia. Congratulations. And our second winner goes to Quasimodo 81. And oh my goodness, what a profile picture. That's a cute little puppy. You know what happens when we have cute puppies? You bring the tunes back. Come on. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. 2 winners, 4 winners tonight. And I do have one rule. I don't make a lot of rules on the show. You can really do whatever you want. We got great moderators that are in there. Shout out to Crypto Jakeon. Look at that. Is that a bored ape? Looks like a bored ape with the teeth. He said, oh my God, congrats, Thomas. But anyways, I have one rule. Just say congrats when somebody wins. Because guess what? It's good energy. People are probably happy. Like Quasimodo right now is probably stoked. Preston Pratt, best Twitter in all of the history of crypto. Make sure to follow Preston Pratt on Twitter. Quasimodo is a big winner. Shout out to Randolph. We love Randolph as well. And Hex Bearded Aussie. Did we confirm, Matt? You're my shapes guy. You're my numbers guy. Is that a hexagon?
No, that's an octagon actually. That's 8 sides, if I believe.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, speaking of octagons, I'm going to UFC 270. Woo! In Anaheim on Saturday. Just got my tickets. That's 2 UFC events in a row. I think one day we're just going to stop doing crypto. I'm just going to be a UFC reporter. What happened to Jake? Wasn't that like just? I'm just going to be at the UFC events doing.
I'll call you Jake Rogan.
Yes, I mean that guy is my. He's one of my role models, though. Joe Rogan. I mean, he's necessary. I think, especially with everything going on, it's like you need a voice that's, whether you believe in him or not, whether you believe his thoughts on vaccines are right, or his thoughts on lockdowns are right, or eating diets or carnivore diets. It's like just refreshing to have someone that has such a big platform and channel, and someone that just keeps it real, that just speaks their mind. And
he's the first too to say, your opinion's yours too. Like you're allowed to, disagree.
Yeah. Yeah, he's necessary. So I get to see him in person, which was kind of funny. I went to the event in Vegas last year, December, and it was like, dude, Joe Rogan's right there, and Dana White. Like it was pretty insane to see. So yeah, we get to see some 2 title fights again. Heavyweight title fight, Francis Ngannou, a gentleman that has to cut weight to reach 265 pounds. He's fighting Cyril Gana's former teammate, and then Brandon Moreno, Davidson Figueiredo are fighting. So it's going to be a fun event. I'm gonna try to maybe stream it or something like that. We'll do some fun stuff there at the event, but. Jake Rogan, I like that. We're gonna coin that. Jake Rogan NFT. Put me on like his bald head on my body, or put me on his body or something like that.
They have his mic.
Yeah, exactly. We do. That's literally like I Googled when I bought this mic. I was like, what mic does Joe Rogan use? And I bought it. And hey, I did, and I bought the same framework that he had and he switched it up. You guys probably know which one he has now. I have like the framework one. And then my audio was terrible. And I realized that you needed help from Matt Mortier. And I guess Joe Rogan also called Matt Mortier for the assistance. So you guys are live on the Jake Rogan experience here today with Just Moonshot and Matt Mortier. That is funny. I like that.
I can't help but laugh. Sorry.
That's actually pretty funny, man. Like I really like that. We're gonna keep playing on that. But we gave out 4 giveaways. We talked about a lot. I learned a lot, not only about your project, but also about rug pulls in general and how to spot them. You guys have the application coming up. You guys have the NFT marketplace coming up. You guys have the game coming out, massive partnerships. I mean, that was a phenomenal live stream. So I just want to say thank you to you guys for both coming on the show tonight. A lot of knowledge, and you guys have something exciting going. And I don't sugarcoat stuff on the show. Like I keep it real. Like I'm being honest. Like I really appreciate what you guys are doing. It's necessary in the crypto space. And I wish you and your community nothing but the best of luck. And you guys are building something very special that, is niched down to the fullest and helping people. And that's what this is all about.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. And, Jack, I promised I would blow your mind tonight.
Yeah.
You saw the tweet. So, we can't hide behind it. But also, one of the things that we're doing, so our phase 2 that we've announced officially publicly today, we are creating a social media platform to take on Twitter, Telegram, Discord, YouTube. We're going after everybody. And the reason why we're going after everybody is because they don't do enough about scammers. They don't do enough about fake accounts. And on our system, the fake Jake Gagan would only last about 5 seconds. Not 2 months, not 3 months.
Wow.
Be gone in 5 seconds.
What about check marks?
Ooh,
wow.
So much easier.
Wow.
So much
hold
easier.
on. You guys just announced that you guys are doing a social media platform on top of everything else that we talked about tonight.
Yes. 100%.
No way. And you're taking on all the big dogs. Let's go. That's huge.
So it's going to be focused on investors. And we know that investors need that security. We're going to have systems in place where if people see a fake account and flag it, up to 5 flags or 10 flags, what will happen is they'll be put into a hidden pool where they can't affect the public. They will then be reviewed. If that review turns out to be correct and it's not abusive in any way, those people who approved that or sent those reports in will be rewarded on our system. And what's going to happen is they're going to be able to level up their accounts, get in on prizes, get in on everything that goes with that. And then on top of that, if they're found to be using it maliciously, if it's truly malicious, they will be banned. But if it's a mistake, they'll start losing voting weight, which means when they actually vote, theirs won't hold as much weight. So we think a system like that, on top of an AI system, on top of a team of moderators, we can create the safest, best social media experience for all investors and all of crypto. Wow. And we're talking features like Twitter Spaces / Discord Stage. We're talking about being able to put up your YouTube live stream, but have it 100% verified that it's you.
Wow.
Right? Because how many fake YouTube streams do you see a day? How many?
Dude. I mean, it's and they're scamming people and they're taking, like, you see
Non-stop.
the Saitama ones. They're like, I know people like people that I know that like, they were like, hey, send us $1,000 and get 2,000 back. Look, if you're tired or whatever and you send it and like they just take your money, it's like, dude, they're stealing a lot of money from people.
What happens when people report them? Nothing happens.
Exactly.
They get hundreds of reports saying that this is a scam and nothing gets done. So we're going to make it so something does get done.
Let's go.
Yeah. We're not waiting. We're not waiting. We're not waiting for somebody to physically look at it. We'll put it in a safety pool, right? We'll make sure everybody's safe and we'll come back to it. We'll have a team that checks it, make sure it's 100% correct. And if that's the case, they're gone. They're just gone.
Wow.
It's that simple. It's, like I said, 5 seconds for a fake account to probably disappear.
Wow. That's insane. Look, I loved what you guys were doing 5 minutes ago before I knew about the social app. Now I really love what you guys are doing. You said you're going to blow my mind. You did. Like, that's so cool that you guys are doing this. Focus on crypto, focus on investors, and using your AI and your knowledge to stop spammers and bots and scammers, which is scammers is probably one of the biggest issues in crypto right now, right? Not only the rug pullers on the back end, but also, dude, go to Twitter and type in Jake Gagan, and there's like literally 20 accounts. There's like 20 on Instagram. I've reported them all. I've blocked them all. There's nothing I can do about it. They stay up for days and they stay up for weeks and months.
Yep.
Never hear back from Instagram and Twitter. And it's like, I get it. Like they have so many clients and customers and users that they can't really get to them all. Or honestly, you guys probably are saying that they can if they use technology and whatnot in a better process, but they just don't get to them all. But yeah, man, that would allow, so much peace of mind for myself as someone that creates content, because I know people are using my face and my name to message other people and scam, and it sucks. And there's nothing I can do about it. There's
and we
nothing
talked about
I
that.
can do.
We talked about it last time I was on your show, is like, there was somebody who was faking being you, and it was after a giveaway and it was causing issues, and it's, it keeps happening and nothing's being done and nobody's stepping up and saying no more to it. But what's incredible is not only are we going to be able to achieve this with the system we're building, but the way that it's going to affect Tarp token for its investors is going to be monstrously huge. So for the projects will have a project page, and that's going to be more like a Discord kind of Telegram feel, right? And they're going to be able to get a full premium account if they have a Tarp audit, right? Well, the Tarp audit is paid in Tarp. That's going to create some volume. On top of that, all advertising on the platform is paid in Tarp. Wow. Is it under the Tarp brand? It is not. It is just powered by Tarp. So it's going to have professional branding. It's going to have the whole system's running on Tarp, and we're going to keep you safe. So the investors are really going to be the big winners here.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction, and I can do this because I don't own any Tarp tokens right now. I have no skin in the game as of today, but you guys are going to do some very, very big things. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Like, I don't know if you guys are ready for it. Like, right now you're at 4,500 holders. I really don't. Like, I think that you guys are going to change the game. And I think that your lives are going to go from, creating this out of like, hey, let's create something, right? Like there's no utility, but like, let's educate. Like, no, you guys are going to do something like legit. And I truly believe that, right? Like, I really do. And I hope that you guys are ready for it, because it's like, people are going to understand that this is necessary. Like, this is necessary for the crypto space. Like, it really is. And like, for everybody at home, I'm not paid to say this. I don't own any Tarp. I have no skin in the game. This is me being a content creator and someone investing and seeing what happens on a daily basis. Like, this stuff right here that we're talking about is absolutely necessary. Like, this needs to happen. Like, you guys are almost, it's like you're like a regulating community, but you're not a government, right?
Yep.
You're just people who know the game. You know the game better than anybody else. You know what to look for. And then you're also smart. You understand how to create a token, create a community, how to use 2022 memes to like build a community and be there, use the applications like Discord. Like, yeah, you're doing solid stuff. And then you're just identifying problems, right? What's a problem? Like, kind of like Elon Musk. What's a problem? Like, traffic's bad, build a tunnel, right? What's a problem? Well, there's scammers online. Well, create a platform that we can stop them, right? So yeah, I really like what I'm seeing here. And as E. Sosa said, best AMA ever, Jake. I'll have to agree. Like, this was a solid AMA. It was really good. There was so much information, and it's just, yeah, I love what you guys are doing. And you're two good people. That's what makes it even better. Like, you guys got into Bitcoin and crypto in 2011. You don't need the money. You're just doing it because you see what's going on and what's wrong in this crypto space, which makes it even better. Like, yeah, I love it. I love it.
And Jake, I told you this before, and I've told your followers this before when I was on before. Crypto has given me a gift. Yeah. Right. It's given me and my family a gift. Right. And if I don't share that gift with others, that's a wasted gift. Right. Like, I feel like I can share that with other people, but I keep seeing those people get hurt. And if I don't do anything about it, and I know that I can, then what am I? Right. So it's time to take a stand. It's time to say, no more. No more. We're going to stand up. We're going to put our foot down. We're going to say, look, we know the government's coming in with regulations. We know that will happen, but we know that's another 5-10 years down the road. We know that. Right?
Absolutely.
We need to get out there. We need to start protecting each other and making, those decisions easier for people when they are investing, because it's really hard right now. So you have to look at, if you're not technically inclined, you're looking at maybe not the best sources to get your information. And, if we can give you that platform, it's going to really change everything.
Yep. And one question on that too, and I'll take this to map it. How many of there are you? Is it just Moonshot Mad and now Empire Invest? I mean, do you have like a team of people that are kind of working behind this project right now?
So the development team consists of just Justin and me, actually, but we actually do hire people to do work for us, especially in the marketing side right now. But we also have some other things that we are working on, like cybersecurity. there's actually some pretty heavy guys from cybersecurity working for us, which I cannot name because of certain
Elon
things,
Musk?
but no, not Elon
Well-
Musk. We wish though. I mean, he's welcome.
Yeah, let's put it this
But-
way: we're talking like ex NSA, ex FBI, ex top dogs. We're talking people who have scary levels of access to information because they know all the tools.
Yeah, that's impressive. So yeah, I mean, I asked because it's like I'm just looking at this. I'm like, I do see this thing, taking off, and it's like you have the NFT marketplace, you have the social app, you have the game coming. It's like those are a lot of platforms, and like you're going to have to delegate at some point, and because you have the Twitter page and the Discord, like just like any business, right? Moonshot, you said we're running this as a business, just as any business. You kind of expand, right? Like that's something that you do. So obviously, you'll probably be bringing on people, and you'll probably be bringing on people from the community that you guys trust, like in the Discord, and like having them start as moderators, and then they're admins, and then they're joining the team and whatnot. But I do see this thing, doing very well, but exciting. I mean, everybody in the chat. I mean, we've had 500, 400 people the entire time. Let me know what your guys' thoughts were on this AMA. Do you want to see me start covering Tarp in more detail? Do you want to see the guys back on here, maybe a monthly stream or every 2 weeks, whatever it is, to update it? Let me know in the chat right now. I am in the comments. But guys, what a stream. We almost went 2 hours. Usually these AMAs go for about an hour. Sometimes they don't even sneak to an hour. We went an hour, 55 minutes seamlessly. It felt like 10 minutes. I could talk to you guys all day. And like I said, I asked the chat if we should do this often. I just got to tell you guys, we should do this again sometime pretty soon, because it's just a lot of fun. Not even we don't have to talk about Tarp all the time. We can just talk, about crypto and whatnot, because you guys just have the knowledge and are good for people in the space.
In all fairness, we didn't even talk about phase 3 yet, but we'll save that for the next one.
I guess we got to save phase 3 for the next one and have some fun. Tarp, Moonshot, and Matt, the silent scam assassin, changing the world, not just crypto. Thank you, guys. Shout out to Saitama Angel. It is great to see you in here. I love that profile picture as well. I believe it's a apocalyptic apes in here today. But guys, what a stream. Hour 55. I say we wrap it up. I'm going to take this to Matt first, but to everybody that is still here from the Tarp community, go ahead and address them. They tuned in and chat with them. Say your final message to the community and everybody that was here with us tonight.
Yeah, first of all, thank you guys so much. I mean, 500 or 600 of you all. You guys are truly amazing. And we, just like I said before to you as well, Jake, thank you for having us. It was truly an amazing experience. I mean, like you said, 2 hours, it felt like 10 minutes, right? It's like Seriously. We're talking between friends. And that's the best thing you can have. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. 69 gang, stand up, Hanok, stand up. Let's go. Let's do this. And, let's have a fun time. It's going to be amazing. You're going to expect a lot of things from coming from us like very soon. NFT marketplace. You can expect, the Rug game. Also, something we didn't mention, but I'll sneak it in real quick. Reimbursement plan for casualties of rug pools, guys. We're going to try and help casualties of rug pools reimbursing their money. Think about that. So anyway, thank you guys again. I'll bring it over to Justin, and we'll see you on the next one.
Once again, just thank you to Jake. Awesome stream again. We always have fun here. It's always a great time. Yeah, I mean, we've done everything from security to just talking crypto to now, I have my own token. So it's, it's been a journey for both of us, and I've appreciated it. And to the community out there, especially 6ix9ine crew, congratulations on making it through the first month. We made it through. We're powering up. Price is gushing, as Jake would say. We're going up. It's been a fantastic month. We've had a lot of fun, and it's only just the beginning. And we're just going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. We're going to make you proud to be holders, period. Because you're just as much of this token as we are.
Exactly.
Absolutely. 6ix9ine crew. I love it. And guys, I've seen all the comments. Everybody saying, Jake, buy on live stream. Well, look, like I said, I like to do these like now where I'm not a holder. That way I can give my honest opinions, right? Like if a project's not good, I'm going to say, hey, like, it's not my thing. I'm not going to buy it. But for this one, I will say, guys, I will be joining the 6ix9ine gang after this stream. I'm going to grab a bag of Tarp because I'm bullish on it. I like what you guys are doing. It's something that I believe has a real use case. I trust the devs. That's not financial advice to anybody out there. That's just exactly what I'm doing. And I like to be transparent. And I like doing that moving forward. Is like having these tokens on and then making my decision. Will I miss out on on the best price? Maybe, but that's something that I'm worth doing. I'm a money magnet to everybody that is in the chat. He said, I appreciate all of you. Let's 69. What? Sorry, Mom, if my mom's watching the stream. That was a comment I was reading from I Am a Money Magnet. But I love what you guys are doing with the meme ability, the use cases, man. You got something exciting. I'm excited to join the community. And we'll do this again. Moonshot, I appreciate you. Matt Mortier, I appreciate you guys. That was one of my favorite live streams that I've been a part of in my life. I got to give a huge shout out to Zoe behind the camera. He was helping us out tonight with the producing. He did a great job putting all the comments up there, controlling the stream for us tonight. To everybody in the chat, thank you guys for all your support. It means the world to me. I know it means the world to Matt, to Moonshot, and to Zoe. Thank you guys for tuning in. We understand that you have a lot of things that you could be doing. You could be listening to Joe Rogan, but you chose the Jake Rogan experience. Brides of Israel said, I've learned so much. Thank you guys. That's our goal. We're trying to bring you good projects, docs projects, trying to educate you, and we're going to keep on doing it. We're back again on Friday night with the Charity Token team. We're going to be doing a live AMA and giveaway, and we'll be back tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. PST for another episode of the Jake Gagan Show. Appreciate each and every one of you. Let's keep navigating through this crypto space together. That was the live AMA with the Tarp team. I was joined by Matt Mortier and Just Moonshot, aka Justin. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. And Knighted Bull is a subscriber. If you want to, if you feel up to it, please smash that button and hit that subscribe button on your way out. Smash that like button, and we will see you tomorrow night. Peace out, everybody.